Well, hello. I just got back from my very first grand jury testimony. I've never done it before. I didn't know what to expect, and I can't go into details about why I was there. Just suffice it to say, it's a pretty big deal. Anyway, I was nervous about the kind of questions they were going to ask me because the incident in question took place more than a year ago. But they were satisfied with my answers. In fact, I was only in there for 30 seconds. The only question they asked was, "What'd you see?" And so it was very brief. And at the end of my testimony, which was just a couple of words, they told me that the case will be going forward. It's going to be a felony case, and I may be called to testify as a witness in court. So that's pretty interesting. That's going to be a first for me if that happens. And again, I'll be nervous because I know that this was a friendly meeting. The grand jury, it was really laid back. And in the trial, they'll probably be going after me with both barrels, you know. But in this, the grand juries, it was pretty cool. It was easy to go through. And so today I'm going to celebrate surviving my first grand jury testimony as a witness by eating at McDonald's. One of my favorite meals from them. The chicken McNuggets. I gotta make sure I got water to drink. Check. Okay, good. Now, make sure my tie is on straight. Now I know there's a YouTube channel where somebody dresses up in a fancy suit and eats something, and I'm not gonna copy what that guy does. I'm just the guy celebrating that I helped make a case against somebody who deserves to go to jail. So, today we have chicken McNuggets, and we have sweet and sour sauce to dump them in. Ever since I was a small boy, I know I say that a lot, I've been enjoying fast food since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, that's it. Of course, French fries are awesome. They're even more so when you dip them in the sauce. I'm going to power through 20 McNuggets. Now I don't know if it's the batter or if it's the seasoning, but these are very addictive. Another thing I'd like to say about grand juries is that I was overdressed for the occasion. It wasn't a court appearance. I mean, I was sworn in as a witness, but I didn't have to dress like this. There were cops, there were police officers in the building with their badges on, their guns on. They were wearing shirts and they were wearing t-shirts and jeans. So grand juries, pretty informal as it turns out. Nobody wore suits. The DA wore a suit. So I was the only other person in the room wearing a suit. But I was hoping to make the impression on them that I'm taking this seriously. So I hope it doesn't take too long for it to go to trial. Last March, that's when this happened. It happened like 13 months ago. I mean, I vaguely remember it. McDonald's is just amazing. When we went to the drive-thru today, they were packed. The other thing about grand juries is that you get paid for the testimony you give. It's not much, but they give you a little fee, $5 plus your mileage, which I guess they just assume that you drive. Like, what if I walked all the way here from Eagle Point? But I didn't. They saw me drive a truck, I guess. It's one experience I'm relieved to have behind me. I was afraid it would be worse than it was, but I'm glad it wasn't. Well, I almost got through the first 5 nuggets. Or the first 10, I should say. And why don't they give me enough sauce? It's like, well, we'll give you 1 cup or 2 cups at the most for a 10-piece McNugget. I'm gonna need more than that. I've gone through 1 cup and I'm not even finished with 1 10-piece. I always get sweet and sour. I don't think no, that's not true. I've had other flavors over the years, but this is the one I prefer. And you know what's funny? When you go to the drive-thru and ask for chicken McNuggets, they say, do you want barbecue sauce? They don't say, hey, do you want honey mustard? Do you want sweet and sour? It's always barbecue. I'm wondering what's up with that. You know, I've used barbecue over the years. I've used their barbecue sauce. I've tried their honey mustard sauce. And I'm trying to remember what else they have besides sweet and sour. Maybe that's it. But this is my favorite one. Well, I happen to have 3 cups because I stole. What happened was, when we ordered drive-thru, my dad ordered 3 orders of 10-piece McNuggets. And so I just went ahead and just took an extra one for myself, an extra sauce bucket. So that means my dad's girlfriend is out of luck. She's going to be short one. But that's okay. It's funny, they ration out the McNugget sauce. Yeah, that's a controlled substance. Or a rat, yeah. It's a regulated substance, anyway. I wonder what else I can say about grand juries. Basically, it's a grand jury's job to decide whether a case deserves to go to trial. They always ask, do they have enough evidence? Is it worth the cost? Is it worth the effort? Fortunately, in my case, it was. I really wish I could discuss it. But you know how these things are. Due process, innocent until proven guilty, which I believe in. He or she will have her day in court. And who knows? You know, maybe the defendant will prevail. And maybe not. I can't tell you how good it feels to relieve stress in this way. You know, before I was so tensed, I was pent up with tension and frustration. And now eating this food is just, it's comforting me. I mean, it's like a drug almost. Better eat some fries. McDonald's fries are probably the best around. They have the best texture. Unfortunately, when you get drive-thru, by the time you get home, they're usually warm and soft. The best time to get French fries is right out of the fryer when they're still crisp. And even then, they're not overly crunchy. They just better than soggy fries. Should I even read the nutrition facts on the label? Just for the fries, 67 grams of carbohydrate, 290 milligrams of sodium, 510 calories, and 1 container is a serving size. Wow, so 500 calories just in the fries alone. Yikes. In order for me not to gain weight, this would have to be my only meal of the day. It won't be. Did I mention before that the police, when they go to grand juries, they're usually in their street clothes unless they're on duty? Or maybe even if they are on duty, it depends. When I was in there, there was one officer in uniform, just one. The rest were undercover officers. They're all wearing t-shirts and jeans. Then the DA would open his office door and say, "Okay, officer so-and-so, you're next." The cop gets up. And he's got a badge and a gun on. Like, whoa. You know, that's something. These guys are casual. Thought maybe they worked Vice or something, you know, they're trying to dress up like drug dealers. I hope the Medford police get their new headquarters. They really need it. All the buildings in this valley, all the justice buildings are decades old. The jail was built in the early 1980s. And who knows how old the police station is. Probably 30 or 40, 50 years old. And then the old courthouse, which is beautiful, by the way. It's made of marble. And it's just very, very distinctive, and I don't know why they moved into another courthouse when that courthouse is so perfect, so beautiful. Down to 4 McNuggets. 5, including this one in my hand. Comfort food. Greasy comfort food. Well, for those of you who don't know, McDonald's is 60 years old. They recently celebrated their 60th year in business in the United States. They opened up in 1955, April of 1955. I wish I could talk to somebody who was alive 60 years ago and can remember going into the McDonald's for the first time. I don't remember my first time because my mom started taking me to McDonald's probably before I could walk. But you have a Happy Meal. Happy Meals always had little toys in them. And I can't remember what they were back when I was a kid. Oh, I had that third cup I forgot to use. Oh, that's funny. I'm going to keep it anyway. The last McNugget. And so ends another perfect meal. Takeout from McDonald's. Drive-through. It was packed in there. The drive-through line was just so long, it took us probably 20 minutes to get through that line. Man. Of course, we were there at like 12 o'clock lunch hour. It's probably the wrong time to go to McDonald's or anywhere else in town. Smile at the camera. Say goodbye. Look in the camera. Look over there. Don't break the law, folks. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Take it from me. After everything I've seen today,